Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and something that I've been predicting for years now is finally evident to at least Netflix and a lot of the broader audience when it comes to the Witcher franchise at Netflix. The viewership has been dropping over the first 3 seasons of The Witcher, and will only get worse now that Henry Cavill has departed the role of Geralt of Rivia. Now, all these franchise spin-offs that Netflix has been planning are in dire straits, and I'll get to some Witcher season 4 news in an upcoming video. But for this one, I wanted to focus on the spin-off, specifically the rats. And I've been talking about the rats a lot over the last year because it's a baffling idea for a spin-off. For those of you who don't know, at least in the Witcher books, the rats is a group of teenagers that take in Ciri while she's lost during the events of Baptism of Fire, primarily, but partially in Time of Contempt as well. And they're violent, dangerous kids who believe that they're Robin Hood-esque figures. So there's kind of a dichotomy of what they believe they are and what they actually function as. And there's a lot of interesting character work in the books between Ciri, the development that she goes through with this group, and their ultimate destruction at the hands of the bounty hunter Leo Bonhart. Now, that's stuff that we're not going to see for a little while now, I predict, because yes, Bonhart is cast in this season, but this show is so bad at following the book that I can't predict what they're going to do with the rats. They're probably going to make them seem like heroes, make them seem like positive figures, despite Ciri getting sexually assaulted by one of the people in the rats and nearly so by a second one. They're probably going to cut that out all entirely, especially because the person who actually does succeed in assaulting her is a woman. It's a complicated relationship with aspects of Stockholm Syndrome in it. But the rats is just a hard topic that anyone would struggle with. But of course, Netflix is just going to vanillify it and be like, oh, aren't they so great? They're great kids and whatnot. And for some reason, they decided to make a prequel about how they formed. And of course, I knew that was going to be a disaster on blood origin levels, but it seems to be far worse than I even originally predicted. So we knew that the rats had been in trouble for a long time now, because early last year, they started production. They were planning on around 6 months of production, but after 2 months of that planned production, it suddenly stopped. And this was before the writers and actor strikes began last year, so we couldn't attribute that end of production to those strikes, at least at that time. And we didn't hear anything about them for several months. Yes, they shared set photos, they shared Dolph Lundgren was cast in the show, but we never got updated news. But according to the Redanian intelligence, it looks like the show is in trouble and may not release whatsoever. It looks like they're going to be incorporating the footage from the first 2 episodes that they have filmed already into season 4, making season 4 even smaller and easier to make right now that they're filming. But it seems like executives at Netflix saw some early test screening footage of the first 2 episodes that they were filming and thought it was horrendous and not worth saving, so they canceled the project entirely. And that is just great that someone at Netflix has some standards. I'm shocked that someone at Netflix had any standards whatsoever to say, wow, this is bad, this is irredeemable, let's get rid of it entirely. And this isn't the only spin-off that seems to be in trouble. It looks like, according to many sites out there, that the second spin-off that we knew virtually nothing about, which is a kids Witcher show, is also dead at Netflix and getting canceled. As of right now, the only spin-off that's coming out is the anime Sirens of the Deep, even though it's about mermaids and not sirens. So it seems like this franchise is very much dying. I have speculations about season 4 that I'll get into in a future video, but it seems like Netflix has finally accepted that without Henry Cavill and without following the books, this franchise was always going to end. And it was always going to end in obscurity without anyone watching or caring. They finally realized that, and they're abandoning ship, trying to clip up and plug any holes financially that they can, getting rid of these spin-offs, getting rid of the long seasons that they had planned for the future. They were originally supposed to be 7 or more seasons to this show. Now it's just going to be 5. So I'm glad that Netflix and some of the broader fandom that was still holding out hope for this show is starting to realize that it is doomed and it is dying, and we've only got a little bit of time left until the Witcher franchise at Netflix gracefully concludes. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon.
Hey, yo, are you feeling what I'm doing up in here? Oh, I know you are. Do you miss all the good, compelling stories that we used to get back in Hollywood that they ain't putting down no more? I know you missing it. So check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern day mental illness issues, baby. Book 1, down in flames. Book 2, Apocalypse Then. Dudes are currently on sale. What are you waiting for? Get your hands on them. And we got book 3, Kill the Dark, is coming down the pipeline. Just wait for all the good stuff that's dropping. You ain't gonna be disappointed, fam.